70 Wellness, when we started, the whole idea was to bring natural, holistic, and non-invasive ways, but scientific ways to enhance body's own natural system. So we just wanted it to be a trigger point so that body, which is very intelligent, can work and improve by itself. Um, we also identified that a lot of times skin is just a reflection of some internal issues going on, whether it's hormonal imbalance, whether it's insomnia, whether it's a lot of stress. And so we have worked and designed microcurrents for mind fitness, skin fitness, and body fitness. And we are pioneers in microcurrent. So we provide a lot of microcurrent education in the skin industry with skin experts. We also give certification classes and all that. Okay. So having said that, I'm going to a little bit briefly touch upon the history of microcurrent, but go in the depth of what really microcurrent means. And the reason is that there are a lot of times out into the market, people are using the microcurrent term very loosely. And it is very important to understand what is expected out of a microcurrent technology. Also, we are in the right era because microcurrent and the power of microcurrent has been well recognized, and the awareness, even in the consumers, is is becoming more and more solid. So we are, and so that's the reason we really feel grateful to be, at the right time in the right market. So having said that, so microcurrent is actually not something new. It was started in the medical field for pain relief, for Bell's palsy, for wound healing. A lot of times people from military would come and they would not be closing their wounds, and that's why the two German scientists tried to figure out a way. And what they saw is not just that the wound was healed, but the scar tissues were reduced and the skin was left much more smooth and tighter. And that's how it got picked up in the cosmetic industry to see all the benefits that microcurrent can bring. So microcurrent in itself is really tiny electrical currents. And our brain sends these similar electrical signals to our body and to our muscles as well as our skin cells to work in multiple ways. It is building ATP. It is asking the skin tissues to have more energy and replenishing and rejuvenating. But as we age, the energy of the skin starts reducing. And that's why, even though our brain is still sending those signals, we need this external help of microcurrent to trigger it back. So microcurrent actually works on the mechanoreceptors, which is closest to the skin, and works in two ways: preventive and corrective. And we'll talk about that. But essentially, it is a progressive treatment, just like skin fitness. The more we use it, the better enhance of the skin it will get. So you can see uh, some of the things that I wanted to bring up is that some of the technologies out into the market do slide and glide techniques. And so when you're doing that, the uppermost layer epidermis does get the microcurrent and it is talking to those skin cells. But really, it is not penetrating the different layers of the skin and the muscle tissue that is situated much more deeper. So we, in fact, bring through Myolift and Myolift Ultra the pinch and hold technique, which we will see in a minute. But it is mostly targeting the skin tissue, but also the muscles, and then it's working in few different ways. Um, you will also see in the market there are some technologies, they are calling themselves microcurrent, but they are actually milliamps or something much more stronger than microcurrent. And they twitch the muscles and they twitch the skin, and people actually feel the stinging sensations. And a lot of times people think that's what microcurrent is, but by far that may bring some immediate plumping effect, but it is building lactic acid over time. And to get the benefits of true microcurrent, it's not supposed to be felt or stung or any kind of twitching effect. Um, You may know this already, but microcurrent is used for anti-aging, and that's, the most popular effect that people think of when they are thinking microcurrents, because it can bring literally non-invasive facelift. But we don't realize the power of microcurrent in a preventative situation. So if somebody is younger, 20, 25, and they come for a facial treatment, whether it's for acne or whether it's for just a normal rejuvenation, microcurrent can really build that boost of energy into their skin. You're giving them a health of the skin, you are giving them antibacterial so that it can prevent aging process, delay the aging process, but also it can help in reducing the acne and inflammation. So always think in all those terms. It helps in reducing pores, scars, tissues, and things like that. But a lot of times you immediately see the results when you're working on the fine lines and wrinkles, or you're working on the sagging muscles, or if there's puffiness around the eyes, then you can see that results right away. But internally, it even if somebody has a tighter skin and younger skin, you will still give the benefits of microcurrent. So, gone are the days. Now we are in this iPhone era. And so when we designed Myolift Ultra, it was multiple things that we had in mind. One was that it is an iPhone era, so we want, in the beauty industry, an aesthetically beautiful technology which has everything on your fingertips, which is the most simplest technology to learn and work with. And it is all touchscreen. All the programs actually define what application it's going to do. But the most important part of this is that microcurrent can now be divided into multiple waveforms. So if you have a very clean and true current, you can do multiple things. And I wanted to show you that. So with a sinusoidal waveform, which is one of the programs that Myolift Ultra has, it is very clean waveform. It targets the epidermis and dermis, and it works on the mechanoreceptors to build blood circulation. It is a very active, engaging kind of program. You will see warming up of the skin tissue, and you will always be able to bring that initial effect. So always starting with circulation is what we recommend. So for example, if you have done microneedling on a client, um, or any kind of exfoliation, removal of the dead skin, or wound creation is what you're doing, you can then follow it up with circulation, and it will help in building that up. But then it also agitates the toxins underneath. So when you go into lymphatic drainage, which is the next program in line in Myolift Ultra, you will see that it is able to get rid of a lot of toxins. and it reduces the puffiness and the fluid retention. It gets rid of all these toxins and leaves the skin clean and slate. It is similar to, we always talk about doing that first before you go into toning and firming, because if you have a room full of garbage, you don't want to decorate it. You do want to first clean it up. And that's the effect you're getting with circulation and lymphatic. So all the toxins are reduced, and you can really visibly see, it actually opens up the lymph nodes. And what happens is, many times in our lifestyle, due to makeup, due to impurities in the air, or even due to lack of sweat, we see that the lymph nodes are clogged up, and you can see that it starts puffing up the jawline, the neck area. And so this kind of sawtooth waveform helps in reducing that puffiness, and it chalk opens the lymph nodes. So it's a wonderful program to work with. Um, and again, all of our waveforms are just pure, clean, and talking directly to the targeted skin area in a very proper language. So you can get the control of what you need to do with your clients, and you can play around with all these waveforms. And it's not, and knowing the name and the waveform, I mean, you can just work with different skin conditions. So if you see, there are two of these waveforms that are lifting. One is light lift and one is deep lift. The light lift is a square waveform versus deep lift being rectangular. And the reason is that light lift works on the uppermost layer of the muscles, and it's trying to tone up, build up, and lift up the uppermost layer, which actually forms the expression lines, the fine expression lines. Versus the deep lift works on the zygomatic major, minor, all those bigger muscle groups that are situated in the cheek area and the jowl area. And that's what you're targeting and working on to lift up. So when you're trying to work on the apple of the cheek, that's what you do. You work on the deep lift. And educate, I'm skipping a program, but educate is something that also works on toning and tightening and shortening of the muscles. Educate actually targets the Golgi tendon of the muscles, which is a screwdriver of the muscles, and you can actually shorten it up. And you can talk to those muscles to really lift and bring that effect of toning. And it works on a very deep level as well. But Educate is unique because it has square waveform, but it has also the sinusoidal inbuilt, so it targets some multiple areas of the muscles. So you get 3 different programs to target different layers of the muscles just to work on lifting and toning, and really giving those immediate visible results. Firming, on the other side, is a beautiful program to finish your protocol with. Firming helps in improving the texture, in reducing fine lines, but it actually closes the pores and leaves the skin reflecting light differently. So you will notice a tightening in the skin, and a wonderful finishing program to do. Erase is very unique, and actually Myolift Ultra perhaps is one of the unique devices that has erase, educate, circulation, lymphatic. But erase is unique because this is what works as a Botox effect. Just like Botox lengthens the muscles and then freezes it, erase helps in lengthening the muscles, and it helps to relax the muscles, but obviously it's not freezing, it's activating, so working in that quite opposite direction. But erase really brings that relaxation, and sometimes due to the expression lines of the customers, they're already frowning, or They have the crow feet, so they create those 11s on the forehead or crow feet, and that's what you're targeting with Erase to lengthen and relax instead of tightening it further. Antiforces is more of a galvanic current, and it helps in product penetration immediately if you need some of the serums or some kind of specific product for their skin condition, if they have rosacea or eczema or hyperpigmentation, and you're trying to get some serums penetrated deeper, you can just use that serum and then work on antiforces, and it's going to help penetrate it. Obviously, you have all these waveforms to work with, but you're not going to spend, 60, 75 minutes just doing every single one on every single client. You can pick and choose. For some, you will need just one program, while for the others, you may need multiple ones. But you get a Pandora of these waveforms in front of you to play around with. And it is a very, very easy way to sell series of facial treatments as well. Um, we have these gels, the bioactivator as well as 70 seaweed gel, and we designed these gels which help in conduction, but they are actually, for example, 70 seaweed gel has 12 different vitamins and minerals, and they have been formulated with 100% natural organic products. So when you're doing this microcurrent, you're also penetrating the product deeper and you're giving the nutrients to the skin. Same with the bioactivator gel. It's just more gentle and has green tea extracts and ginkgo biloba extracts. It's really, really nice ingredients in there. So I wanted to touch upon some of the before after pictures. So you will see the result with these before after pictures. This particular person got one treatment, 15 minutes on Myolift Ultra, and this is a courtesy with Jane Mann. Thankfully, she shared this picture with us, and you can see what a big difference in her smile, her jowl, her lifting of the cheek area, her opening up of the eyes, and really beautiful results. So as we progress working more and more on her, she will she will continue to benefit with her skin condition. This particular person was, and you will see a lot of these kind of skin conditions, and you know when you're looking at this that they are clogged up in their lymph nodes. So Jane did first two of her treatments scheduled around circulation and lymphatic only. And then she went in her in her third treatment, doing lifting and skin tightening and things like that. And you can start noticing a definition around her cheek area. Her light is reflected differently. Her skin is much more lighter and tighter. Her eyes have opened up and she's less inflamed. So beautiful result around that. This person is younger, and this has been actually this is more of our portable unit that she worked with, and you can see the reduction in her texture, but also her smile line. So Larissa uses this technology on most of our clients as well, and you can see the difference in her neck area, which was not focused, unfortunately. Sometimes when we are so engaged in getting the results, that's why we keep educating our customers to take good before after pictures. So it's more gratifying to the client also to see, how much improvement they have seen or they have gone through with these treatments. But you can see her upper lip area, jaw area, huge major difference, like literally a sculpted face here. So these are the results that you will notice.
Now, we're not creating cheekbones if they don't have cheekbones. But if they have, you know, they have a zygomatic major or minor, we can tone those and restore to the best possible person they can be. But we know how microcurrent works by resonating with the body to increase ATP. The results of that are your toned muscles, your tightened skin, a refreshed glow. But I really, really, really want to get to the waveforms, because this is what separates the Myolift Ultra from a majority of your units on the market. And this is why, if you've done your research or you're beginning to do your research, these are some of the points that you want to kind of keep in mind.